Being a stay-at-home parent is a full-time job. You manage the household, you raise the children, you create a stable and nurturing environment for your family to thrive. This work, while often unpaid, is incredibly valuable. It allows your spouse to focus on their career, building financial security for the entire family. You are a team, and your contributions are just as important as the money your spouse earns. Unfortunately, when that shared vision comes to an end, the path forward can seem frightening. Divorce is difficult for everyone, but for a stay-at-home parent, it brings unique fears and uncertainties. You might worry about where you will live. You might wonder how you will support yourself and how you will support your children. These anxieties are completely normal and valid. The legal system, however, recognizes the vital contributions you have made to the marriage. It has protections in place to ensure you are not left without resources or a voice in the process. When you get divorced, the property you and your spouse acquired during the marriage must be divided. This is called marital property or community property, depending on your state's laws. It doesn't matter whose name is on the title or who bought the item. If it was earned or purchased while you were married, it generally belongs to both of you. As a stay-at-home parent, your non-financial contributions are legally recognized. Your work at home is valued as a direct contribution to the couple's ability to acquire these assets. You are entitled to a fair share. Marital property includes more than just the family home and the cars. This can include bank accounts, 401ks, pensions, investments, business interests, furniture, art. Other valuable items are also part of the marital estate. The goal of the law is to divide this property equitably, fairly. In some states, this means an equal 50-50 split. In others, a judge will divide it in a way they consider fair. It is very important to get a full picture of all your marital assets. Sometimes a spouse might try to hide money or property to avoid dividing it. You have the right to full financial disclosure from your spouse. This means they must provide documents like bank statements, tax returns, and pay stubs. If you suspect your spouse is not being truthful, your attorney can use legal tools to uncover hidden assets. You need to see the proof and ensure every single asset is accounted for before you can agree to a settlement. As a stay-at-home parent, you have likely been the primary caregiver for your children. This history is extremely important when a court decides on child custody. Courts decide custody based on one main principle: the best interests of the child. They look at who has been responsible for the child's daily needs like feeding, bathing, helping with homework, and taking them to doctor's appointments. Your role as the hands-on parent gives you a very strong position in custody discussions. There are two types of custody: legal custody and physical custody. Legal custody is the right to make big decisions about your child's life, including education, healthcare, and religious upbringing. Courts often award joint legal custody to both parents. That means you and your ex must make major decisions together. Physical custody is where the child lives most of the time. One parent may be the primary physical custodian while the other has a visitation schedule. Creating a detailed parenting plan is key during divorce. It's a written agreement outlining your co-parenting arrangement. It should include a specific schedule for holidays, birthdays, and vacations. It should also specify transportation between homes and how you will communicate about the children. A solid parenting plan prevents many future conflicts. Child support is a legal obligation for both parents. It is money paid by the non-custodial parent to the custodial parent to help cover the costs of raising the children. The amount is usually calculated using a specific formula determined by state law. This formula considers both parents' incomes, the number of children, and how much time the children spend with each parent. Child support is the right of the child, not the parent. It is meant to ensure that your children can maintain their standard of living as much as possible after the divorce. You should not feel guilty about requesting and receiving these funds. Spousal support, also known as alimony, is another form of financial support you may be entitled to. It is money paid by the higher-earning spouse to the lower-earning spouse for a period of time after the divorce. The purpose of spousal support is to help the lower-earning spouse get back on their feet financially. As a stay-at-home parent, you sacrificed your own career advancement and earning potential for the benefit of the family. Spousal support recognizes this sacrifice. It gives you the time and resources to get the training or education needed to re-enter the workforce and become self-sufficient. The amount and duration of spousal support depend on many factors. A judge will look at the length of your marriage, the standard of living you enjoyed, the age and health of both spouses, your contributions as a homemaker, and your spouse's ability to pay. Securing both child support and spousal support is critical for your financial stability. These payments are not a handout, they are your legal right. If you are a stay-at-home parent considering divorce, preparation is your best defense. The first step is to start gathering information, quietly and carefully. You need a complete understanding of your family's financial situation. Begin collecting important documents. Make a list of contacts, assets, and important dates. This includes bank statements for all accounts, recent tax returns, pay stubs for your spouse, and statements for retirement and investment accounts. Make copies of everything and keep them in a safe place outside of your home. Next, you should consult with a divorce attorney. Even if you are just thinking about divorce, an initial consultation can provide immense clarity. An attorney can explain the laws in your state and give you a realistic idea of what to expect regarding property division, custody, and support. It is also wise to start thinking about your own finances. If possible, open a bank account in your own name. You might also consider getting a credit card solely in your name to start building your own credit history. If you have been out of the workforce for a while, begin exploring what it would take to re-enter. Research jobs, training programs, and educational courses. Finally, build a strong support system. Divorce is an emotionally draining experience. Consider finding a therapist or joining a support group. Taking care of your emotional well-being is not a luxury, it is a necessity. There are people and resources available to help you every step of the way. Remember, you do not have to go through this alone. Many stay-at-home parents are held back by fear based on common myths about divorce. Myth: you'll be left with nothing because you didn't earn money. This is completely false. The law recognizes your non-financial contributions as essential to the marriage. You are legally entitled to an equitable share of the marital property. Major mistake: moving out of the family home without a temporary court order. Leaving the house, especially without your children, can be used against you in custody disputes. Before you make any major moves, speak with your attorney who can help secure temporary orders to protect your housing and visitation rights. Costly error: relying on informal or verbal agreements. Get every single detail of your settlement in writing and do not sign anything until your attorney has reviewed it. Do not try to handle your divorce on your own to save money. An experienced attorney levels the playing field and will fight to protect your interests. Going through a divorce is like navigating a storm. It is turbulent, frightening, and uncertain. But as a stay-at-home parent, you already possess incredible strength and resilience. You have spent years managing a household, nurturing children, and solving complex problems every single day. These are the very skills that will help you get through this challenge. This is not an end, but a transition to a new and different chapter of your life. The first step toward that new beginning is embracing the power that comes from knowing your rights and standing up for yourself and your children. Empowerment begins with knowledge. Continue to educate yourself about the divorce laws in your state. Ask questions. Seek advice from qualified professionals. The more you understand, the less you will fear. This knowledge transforms you from a passive participant into an active agent in your own life. You are a partner in the dissolution of the marriage, with a right to negotiate a fair and just outcome that provides for your future. As you move through the legal process, always keep your long-term goals in sight. Do you want to go back to school? Start a new career? Relocate closer to family? Use these goals as your North Star. A fair settlement is not just about money. It is about creating the opportunity to build a life that is secure, fulfilling, and entirely your own. Remember to be patient and kind to yourself. Healing from a divorce takes time. Celebrate small victories and lean on your support system when you feel overwhelmed. You have dedicated a significant portion of your life to your family, and now it is time to invest in yourself. You have the right to a secure future, the strength to achieve it, and the opportunity to define your own happiness. This journey may be difficult, but you are more than capable of reaching a brighter, more peaceful shore. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel at the Global Window for more global insights.